Help me ducks, how's everybody doing? Hope we're having a great start to the week. Yeah, I've not long been home from work and I thought I would come on and have a look at another deck that was sent by Cheryl. I'll just pop away I've just been doing my reflection spread before I settle down for the evening. Apologies again for not coming on Saturday. I don't know if I mentioned that. I've pre-recorded some videos and set them to come up at different times and I can't remember what I've said, so I won't repeat myself, but I think I've already addressed that. So today we're going to be looking at the Way Seekers Tarot. Now this deck, there's certain decks, isn't there, that when they're first released, some are slow burners and take a while to kind of get known, become popular. But this one was quite eagerly anticipated by a lot of people in the community. And I think this is one of those decks that people have just instantly fallen in love with. I know there's been lots of comparisons with this and Fyodor Pavlov's deck because of the art style. But anyway, this I think is probably a little bit more affordable than Fyodor Pavlov. That wasn't a cheap deck, even though it is now mass market, available mass market. So, the Way Seekers Tarot, let's have a look at what the fuss is about. We've got artwork by NDR, written by Anna Jedrzejewski. Sorry, I'm terrible at pronunciation. But anyway, Way Seekers Tarot artfully pays homage to classic tarot traditions, including the simplicity of Marseille and the rich symbolism of Smith-Waite, which is interesting. It sounds like it's giving us a bit of a blend of semi-illustrated pips. And we, Cheryl and I, did show some of the cards, but it's a couple of weeks ago now, and going through the decks, I with my brain the way it is, I tend to forget what we've shown and what decks which. But looking at this, it's I'm reminded now. So that's quite interesting, and maybe it's that kind of transition deck from people who want to learn to read Marseille or pip decks, but are so used to illustrations from RWS. Another great deck that came out quite a few years ago now, about 7 or 8 years ago, is Pagan Otherworlds, and that's a deck that kind of bridges that gap between the two traditions. Powerful figures in the majors and court cards take their inspiration from Greco-Roman mythology and offer bold new perspectives for the Way Seeker. Each hand-drawn illustration is the 78 card deck. Interesting now that they're emphasizing decks that are hand-drawn, which is great because there's lots of AI decks out there now. It is a shame that we have to say that these are hand-drawn illustrations, but I think it's needed. In this 78 card deck is enlivened with dual tone color accents. The 60-page booklet offers tarot seekers profound guidance with both traditional associations and applied interpretations for each card. Okay, so let's have a look. I'm going to bring the camera down slightly. Okay, so it's a lovely box. I don't know if you'll see here, it's like a spot gloss on top of a matte box. Really, really nice. Same on the sides. It has spot gloss. Really lovely. I'm loving this new design that's coming out more and more now, rather than just having the arched cutout. It actually makes it really easy to pull the box apart. Look how luscious this purple tray is underneath as well. We've got the cross hierophant keys here. The purple and the black is really nice. So box is sturdy. Oh, look at the backs as well. Aren't these just beautiful backs? Just plain black on the insides. But yeah, nice sturdy box. This is the book, The Wayseeker's Tarot. It said it was 60 pages, didn't it? So no reason to doubt that. Yeah, 59, 60. We've got some spreads here towards the back. Not a lot for the cards, just traditional and applied interpretation. It's a sentence or two for each one. I'll see if it's the same for the majors, but for the minors, for Three of Cups, the traditional associations, excuse me, is good fortune, celebration, healing at a spiritual level. And the applied interpretation is all things are possible when the three unite in the one. So it's kind of like that unity is strength, isn't it? Okay, so that's the minor arcana. In the majors, we do get a little bit extra, as you can see here. So we get a description, and maybe because they're part pip, maybe that's why we're not getting that extra bit, because there's not a lot to describe. But so for here, for the sun, it says the innocent child is now clothed in red, the colour of life in Eastern traditions. The seeker has discovered eternal joy and understands that joy is the power that controls the spiritual sun. The seeker has reached the level of awareness that Carl Jung called transpersonal. It is the point where the lesser self is absorbed into the higher self. All things are transcended with joy. Within true joy, nothing else exists. And then again, you get your traditional associations and your applied interpretations, which is just what you get for the minors. So yeah, I remember now, this is the Wayseeker's Tarot, but the Seeker is the Fool of the deck, and it's the Seeker's journey through the major arcana. So you'll see here for the start, it will continue to say, the Seeker can now channel the light of the divine at will. Again, temperance raised above the realm of physical sensations. The seeker now stands aligned. So it's that seeker's journey, which I like that. I like because the fool's journey is exactly that. It's the fool's journey through the major arcana. That's why the fool, the seeker in this case, is always numbered 0, because they're all through the deck. They're not number 1. They're not number 22. You know, so yeah, it's just the journey through the tarot. Okay, so that's the book. Actually, it does say the Fool. I thought it said the Seeker. Let's see if it says in the book about the Fool. Yeah, it just says the Fool, but then it talks about the Seeker. The Seeker has zeroed in on the masculine. Okay. Have I read that right? I read things that aren't there sometimes, you know. Yeah, in on the masculine mental aspect, aligned with a feminine intuitive aspect. Yeah, okay. So, close up of the backs. This is such a pretty card back. One of my favourites, actually. Isn't that just stunning? Really, really gorgeous. The cards are matte. They do have a sheen, but they're not glossy at all. They're matte. I can always tell by the ring light, because if it was a gloss, you'd see a perfect ring with a hollowed out centre, but you just kind of get, yeah, that's what you get with matte cardstock. And then when it's rose petal, you don't get anything. So it's a nice deck. Cards feel a little bit smaller. Now this is US Games, and US Games tarot cards are usually a pretty standard size. But I'm thinking this, yes, it's smaller than their usual card size, which is interesting why that decision was made. But I think there'll be people out there that are pleased with that, people who have smaller hands, etc. Okay, so let's go through the cards. I'm just going to bring it down a little bit more. Okay, hopefully that's a little bit better. So yeah, cardstock. I didn't mention cardstock. It's really nice. It's nice. US Games cardstock. You know, they can't be faulted for their cardstock. It's really, really lovely. I really like this art style. I do fully understand why people have compared it to Fyodor Pavlov. So this is the Fyodor Pavlov deck. Let me just move that there for 1 second. They're larger cards, as you can see, but it has a similar art style. Not the same, and this is on like a sepia background, but it does have that same sort of illustration style with flashes of colour. This does feel a little bit more colourful, but I certainly get where people are coming from. Let's just show you a different colour. So yeah, but as I mentioned, you know, this is a more affordable price as well, because Fyodor Pavlov with a hardback book as well was I think I paid from a local shop that I wanted to support just under £60 for it, so £50 something anyway. But yeah, here we've got our Fool starting out on the journey. The Fool is the seeker, the way seeker, as we see as the title of the tarot suggests. We've got this little dog here, look, that's a lovely little dog. And as you can see, there tends to be, we've got this like a grayscale background, but we tend to get one primary colour. And as we see here for the Magician, we've got this beautiful orange fiery colour, but we've also got the waves, look, and the wind. So it's summoning up all the elements. The earth here, we've got this mountain. So we've got the earth, the water, the air, and then we've got the flames for fire. Beautiful High Priestess. Love that purple. It's a really beautiful, beautiful colour. We've got the crescent moon in the background and the two pillars, B and J. Here's our Empress. Just look at her. I love that. So this has got two colours in it. We've got this beautiful golden throne that she's sitting on, but then these luscious green trees and plants behind the Emperor. The Hierophant. So we've got the usual symbols. We've got the cross keys here. We don't have the supplicants. We've got the Hierophant staff. Our lovers, look at this. Wow, it's a dramatic card. Chariot. Beautiful strength card. Now it's called Power here, rather than Strength. I'm not quite sure why, because I don't think anything else has been changed up to this point. Looking at them, we've still got Devil, Death, Tower, Hangman, Hermit. So Power, having gone around the wheel repeatedly, the Seeker has finally released her grip on permanence in the physical world. The desire nature is free to express its full force because now it resides above the world of inspiration. The intuitive nature has learned to control the desire nature with alignment rather than force. They have become a team. Okay, not sure that explains it entirely, but I can live with Power. Beautiful Hermit card, look at this. I love the yellow against the purple. You kind of get the sense that it's on the edge of a cliff or something, looking over the ocean. Almost like a lighthouse. The Wheel of Fortune. Actually, that's interesting because, sorry to go back, Power is 8 strength card, not 11, but the book says having gone around the Wheel of Fortune. Well, the Wheel of Fortune hasn't happened by that point. Am I reading that right? Having gone around the wheel repeatedly. Well, I suppose it's just talking about, you know, the cycle of going through the major arcana and back round again. But it makes it sound like it would be in the 11th position, doesn't it? Maybe that's just my interpretation. The Hanged Man. Death card. I like that image. Temperance. This Devil card I think is epic. It's not very often we see the devil from behind like that, and it looks like he's pulling a lot of strings on this kind of city below. He's got a tight grasp, but that is one powerful looking devil, isn't it? I love it. The Tower, this arrow here. Quite comical. We have the Star, beautiful. The Moon. We get the two hounds here, look. Which is an interesting take on the Moon card. The Sun, no naked baby, he's shrouded, not on a horse either. Judgment, look at this. I love this card. I think this is my favourite in the deck. I love these hands reaching up. And then we have the World. So that's the major arcana, and then we go into the, sorry, I should have put my phone on silent again. It's every time, as soon as I get home from work, it's relentless. Ace of Wands. Two of Wands. So you see we do get some scenic images, and when we think of the Three of Wands, you see we're looking out over this expanse. We've got the ships sailing. The Four, again, it's interesting we're in these kind of like diamond shapes, but the Four of Wands, these four posts. I love that the Five, you know, the batons coming together, and I love how this is forming a pentagram. 6, the Victor. 7, 8 of Wands, quite traditional. We do get that sense of motion. 9, 10, that heavy load. I mean, you tell me if you're used to just using RWS. Would you find a deck like this? I love the colour around. This is the same as what Fyodor Pavlov deck does. It gives a colour association to the suit. That didn't happen all the way through the minors, but with the courts all having this orange glow helps you to know that it's that fiery Wands energy. That Ace of Cups is beautiful. But yeah, so, you know, here's the lion's head, isn't it, with the wings, which we're used to seeing above the couple in the Two of Cups card. So do you find this a good sort of transition deck? Because I know some people, again, here, the Four of Cups, the fourth cup is in this cloud. And if you think about the RWS Four of Cups with a hand extending through this kind of cloud to offer the fourth cup, the two that are spilt. So yeah, I mean, not all of them are that easy. This certainly is, isn't it? I mean, look at that for the 10 of Cups. It's beautiful. That's probably one of the most scenic in terms of that, what we used to see with the cups in a rainbow formation and the family below. So we get blue around the courts. Oh no, that's got pink, so that blows that theory out the water. Swords. 2 of Swords here. So we've got this heart, almost like a playing card shape of a heart, and it's the 3 swords piercing it with the blood. Do we get a sense of somebody resting here? The 6 with the boat. The 8 feeling imprisoned. 9, 10, I mean that's proper 10 of Swords, isn't it? And then we have our courts. The keeping with traditional courts, as you can see, Page, Knight, Queen and King. And then we get green earthy pentacles, which is interesting. They're using pentacles rather than coins. That's interesting, isn't it, for the 4? You know, when we think of often depicted as a miser holding on to the money, and here it is padlocked and chained up. You know, for me, it's more about stability and stability of over finances and the physical realm. The wilting flower look for the 5, outside in the cold, but the flower is being affected by that. The Judgment, discernment, you know, the offering to somebody most in need. 7 here. The lady with the bird with the gloved hand. And the 10. So I think it's managed it quite well, not for every card, but I think, you know, if people are wanting to work more with pips, it would be a good bridge between the 2. So that's that. So nice deck. I like it. Not that they're comparable, but old style. For that sort of vintagey feel is my preferred. This is gorgeous, and I know I'll use this. But if I had to choose between the 2, I think I would go with old style. But this is really nice, and an alternative to Fyodor Pavlov, I do feel. So let me know your thoughts anyway. Do you think this is a good transition deck? Really would be interested to hear your thoughts. This is available and was sent to me by Cheryl at Oneness Emporium, so it's available on the shop there. Information will be in the description box below. And as always, if you remember, if you're ordering, having seen this video, use the promotional code Hermits10 and you'll get 10% off, which I think is just wonderful that Cheryl does that, because her prices are already really reasonable. And you know that you're going to get the genuine thing as well. No rip-offs. Thanks for watching, everyone. And until next time, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.